Hello friends and fellow sunflowers, my name is Elena and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reacting to the Japanese version of 0X1 LOVESONG. I'm really excited. They're featuring Ikuta Lewis, who I believe is part of YOASOBI. I don't know if you guys know YOASOBI. That's very exciting. I love YOASOBI's songs. So, in terms of teasers, we got individual teasers and a main teaser. The individual teasers were so interesting because there's like a lot of focus on like garbage, like recyclable things. Like the outside world was like trash, and I wondered if it was maybe representing their inner world. I know that Taeyeon had like wings, which were originally Kai's. It makes me think like they swapped roles. It was mentioned in the lyrics of "Can't we just leave the monster alive," which a lot of the stuff that song mentions in the lyrics is stuff that we haven't quite seen yet, or that like is hinted at a lot, so like them rewinding, that kind of thing. And Beomgyu was in a hospital. Maybe he fell off his bike. He did have an injury, you know. So there's a lot of things that are going on there. And then in the teaser we saw like a bunch of stars falling. Looks like stars anyway, shooting stars. Made me think of like Kimi no Nawa, like your name. It was very beautiful. I'm really excited. The aesthetic of this music video is on point so far from what they've shown us. I'm really excited to see like what it's gonna like show us. I don't want to put it off any longer. Okay, headphones. Ah yes, might be related to the Star song. Oh, that's Yeonjun. They're falling. Okay, this makes me think of Blue Hour, the way that it's shot, but also Frost. Except this time it was Yeonjun. The lights kind of make me think of like water reflections. Oh, look at the plane. Wow, the shots are so nice. Like, it's like, ooh. And there's the wings, and it's like a broken classroom. Like, the last part of someone's childhood is often in a classroom, like the last moments of it. And like, look, it's all like destroyed and stuff. And TXT are like, their storyline is about like, holy crap, do they have blood on them? Wait, what? Wait, was that in the first dance shot and I just didn't notice? Can we go back? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Was that in the first dance shot and I didn't notice? Oh, it is. How did I not notice that? They have like blood splatters all over their chests. Okay, and everyone's falling. I knew that was Taeyeon in the first shot. Okay, it's just everyone. This is like kind of tragically beautiful. Like there's a big trash pile behind, like everything's been thrown away. Like everything around them is turning into trash, including like them having their own effects on the world is like creating a lot of trash. I think I was in the middle of saying this before. TXT stories about like growing up and like facing society as an adult and seeing like the things that are in society, and like they have to try to like come to terms with like the things that they're seeing and the things that they're experiencing, and they often don't want to, and so that's why they keep rewinding. Oh, did you see the little smiley face? It blew across the screen right there. Have a nice day. But it's like an empty plastic bag. I can't help but feel like this has something to do with the environment. Oh, look at it! Oh my god, it's beautiful! This really does make me think of Kimi no Nawa. Like, what is this falling, even? They've all got, like, smoke trails. It's interesting, it kind of makes me think, like, of falling stars in a way. Which is what they were doing earlier. Like, this is the end for them. Like, they can no longer hang on to that childhood. I'm getting that vibe. Like, you can't not see it anymore. You can't not hear. You can only block things out for so long. Oh, they really are falling with the stars. But it's like kind of tragically beautiful. Oh. His shoes are there. He's not. He's been spirited away. Okay, so this ties into part of the theory that has to do with specifically Kai's part in the Frost music video, which this explained video is not out yet, but essentially like think it has something to do with rebirth. It's like a scene from Black Swan, and like one of the themes of Black Swan is that she's kind of like, at the end of the film, she's casts away one part of her and embraces the next in a metaphorical sense. And I'm kind of getting that feel here. Like they're trying to block out all of the pain, but they're still falling. There's also the lyric about them not being able to get to heaven, which maybe ties into this. Like they're falling from heaven instead. Oh, Beomgyu's the one who has his eye covered. If they were swapping roles, he would be the one who would have Taeyeon's eye instead. It was even on the same side. He took it off his eye. His eye is fine. It's interesting they're showing an airplane because that's what they need to do, and that's what I wanted to pause here. So the airplane is also very interesting because they're showing it flying. In the album, there's like a whole page dedicated to the idea of fly, not fall. In this whole music video, they're falling the whole time, right? But the person who has wings, who's trying to fly, is Taeyeon here. Taeyeon is always sort of mentioned as being their problem solver. He's looking for the clue. So I feel like he's trying to find a way to fly. In Frost, he sees all these crows and these birds that are also flying. Mind you, he falls there too. But I can't help but wonder if he realizes that they need to fly, not fall. And then the blood on their shirts here and the dance shots kind of make me feel like that has to do with like the death of one part of yourself and the embracing of another. So in this case, it would be like the death of their childhood and the death of their ignorance and innocence, and they're passing on to now they're more aware of things. That's why like the whole classroom is, you know, destroyed, because that's their childhood that they studied there. They did all this stuff. These are things that specifically when you're still a young person is what you do. And then as you grow out of it, you start to notice all the things that aren't as perfect as you thought they were when you were young. So like, look at all this plastic, all these plastic bottles, and he's sitting in a bathtub. I don't know, for me, this makes me think of the environment. I have no idea why. But especially like, where is his trash pile? Like his trash pile, it's like nature has grown even despite all of the amounts of trash behind. Like, look at that. Like, he's in a dump. What it looks like a dump anyway. Like, this is just garbage and discarded things. And even the bike, which we've seen them riding, is like discarded in the background here. And you can see he's tried to like not look at it. He's set up like a curtain in between that, and he's like, no, all I see is nature. But even in front of him, even he's disguised it here. He's put the bottles, the empty bottles, he's put flowers in them to make it more beautiful. But I feel like it's just willfully like not looking at it, not seeing it. And instead, it's just the blue sky. Actually, this also makes me think, you know, that part where they were fighting with tomatoes and Can't You See Me? Kind of makes me think of that too. And then here, this is like the idea of like, I don't know if there's supposed to be like falling stars or shooting stars or something else, but their star has died, like, not died I guess, but like stopped working. And like the idea of like the star has to do with their childhood when they like met and like their memories. And so if you see it falling down, that's kind of like signifying the crashing and the like metaphorical like death of childhood. And like once you fall down, it's really hard to try to like be back at that idyllic place when you're up in the stars, you know what I mean? It's making me kind of emotional actually, because it's like, yeah, you can't return to like the childhood ignorance once you learn things. I think even the music is like they're trying to remember and like hang on to that, because like they had a lot of focus on like the Star Song and stuff like when they were children, like they did together, and like this is a very like painful looking moment. This music video feels so painful. There's a lot of like, like you're frustrated, you're upset, and there's like nothing you can do. And like I think a lot of people use music as escapism, as a way to like transport yourself to another world or to a different mood. But even as they're listening to this on a cassette tape, which you can ironically rewind, the world is still falling, crashing down around them. Their idyllic reality, they can't ignore it anymore. Here they're performing, like these are performance outfits almost. Reminds me of their performance outfits from like Doom's Night and Eternally, which they were standing in. That performance part generally tends to come at the end of their like rewind cycles. TXT previously has also talked about like money and Bitcoin and stuff like that too. I feel like that's kind of where the world is going sometimes. And then here, like, you see what they've left behind: the school uniform, the last memories of childhood, and the cassette player. And they've moved on to something else. But notice he's taken the wings with him. He took the wings with him, so even though they were falling, there's still a chance that he can fly. This feels like a very intermediary video. It's not meant to forward the story, I don't think, but I do feel like there's a lot of meaning attached to it beyond just TXT's story as well, and I'm getting emotional again. Hold on. Let's just drink some water. This is why I love TXT. I feel like they put things out there that are very meaningful, and like when you watch it the first time, you know, you see things, but then you watch it like so many other times and you catch all these little things that just like mean so much more. I do think that death is a metaphorical death, but like also in TXT's storyline there are several times that they do die, but then again they rewind every time too, so I don't think that it's like a permadeath or anything like that. And like this whole music video is taking place like, this is like on the blue hour. Look, like it's when the sun is setting. Look at that. It's so beautiful. And like at that last shot, it was getting kind of dark. As it is, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe for future content, and make sure to turn on notifications so that YouTube tells you every single time that I post something. All of my social media is in the description as well. And of course, I want to give a shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for your support. As it is, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay sunny, my friends. Bye!